If you watched the previous video, when we were solving with elimination, it's very nice. We could just start off right off the bat, adding the two equations together like this, and something was eliminated. Let's try it with this example. 3x plus 9x, that'll be 12x. Negative 5y minus 8 more, that'll be negative 13y. And 7 plus 28 is 35. Well, bummer, nothing got eliminated. So we're going to have to try a new strategy. So the key with elimination is we got to set up one variable to be eliminated, right? We're trying to set it up for failure, right? So let's take a look at it. We've got x's and y's. Now, there's no wrong way to do this. Sometimes there's an easier way. So if you see a way to eliminate the y's, there's definitely a way to eliminate the y's. I'm going to focus on this example on the x's because it just seems a little bit more straightforward for me. But if you see the y way, that's not incorrect, right? So take a look here. I'm looking at this 3x and this 9x. Now, the kinds of things that eliminate are equal opposites. Like if one was 12x and one was a positive 12x. If I added those two together, they would cross out, right? And then thus be eliminated. So I need to look at 3 and 9 and say, okay, man, what would have to be up here to cancel out with that 9x? Well, it'd have to be a negative 9x, right? So the real question is, how can I make that 3x a negative 9x? So in this problem, what I want to do is I want to multiply this entire top equation by negative 3. And I can totally do that. Just come on, take a little aside with me down here. If I have 1 plus 4, that equals 5, right? Let's say that I multiply everything in this equation. I'm taking something that's true. Let's say I multiply everything by 4. Right? If I multiply everything by 4, I'm going to get 4 plus 16 equals 20. Yeah, I didn't lose any equality of that statement by doing that. So watch what happens when I do this. This equation, this top equation, after I multiply it, and I'm going to write the new one. In green, sure. When I distribute that negative 3, and I have to do it to each one of the terms, I'm going to get negative 9x plus 15y equals negative 21. Let me just put a box around our title. I'm going to carry over this equation, and it's going to be 9x minus 8y equals 28. See, we only had to change one of our equations. So this is our new systems of equations we're going to solve. All we had to do is manipulate that first one to make it a new negative 9. Now I can see those things are going to cancel. So let's start with this problem now. 9x plus 15y equals negative 21. 9x minus 8y equals 28. Now since we changed that first equation, I can just add those together and my x terms are going to disappear. And I'm going to get 7y equals 7. Divide both sides by 7 and I'm going to get y equals 1. So that's my first solution, that y equals 1. But remember, I always got to figure out what x equals as well. So I got to go back and figure that out. Up here, I have 1, 2, 3 different equations. And I can use any of those 3 equations. It doesn't matter. Just a pro tip, I would probably use the ones with the smallest numbers and the least amount of negatives. Just you're going to make your life easier. I'm going to use this equation number 1, right? So it's 3x minus 5. And hold up, we just figured out that y. We just figured out that y was 1, right? Didn't we? So I can just plug that in. Now all I have left in that equation is x. So I have 3x minus 5 equals 7 after I do that multiplication. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And I'm going to get 3x equals 12. Divide both sides by 3. And I'm going to get that x equals 4.